shit that pissed me off with this whole LGBTQIA. You see, I gotta look at it because there's so much letters and I don't know. Like, first of all, when I first came out, whatever year that was, I don't even know. Let's just say 10 years ago. It was just LGBTQ. I'm be honest with you. And to be honest, I was confused on the Q. I never really understood the Q. I'm still, y'all know how I feel about the T. And everything else, I get it. Everything else after that, it just gets a little confusing. I'm sorry. So I say that to say, what does the plus, like, what's with the plus? It's like it's just becoming weird. It's like there's no need for a plus. You're lesbian, you're gay, you're bisexual. That's it. I'm be honest with you. I don't even see what's the need for the T, because when you change your gender from how you guys did that do that, you then become straight in a sense, because you're dating the opposite sex and not the same. So why are you guys even with the LGBT? I just shout out to the lads. Listen, you clicked the title, you read the page, so I just got to get to the point. All right, quiz for Palestine. So apparently they got a reality check. The quiz for Palestine got a reality check, and I also chose to do this video because I recently went to the West Indian Day Parade. Now, if you guys aren't familiar, in Brooklyn, where I'm from, we every year around Labor Day we do this series of parades just celebrating West Indian culture of that nature. And they're not really known to West Indians aren't really known to embrace gay culture. Me being West Indian, I can tell you from the off rip, it's not really embraced. Luckily and by the grace of God, my family loves and embrace me, but not everybody has that blessing, that love and support, should I say. So with that being said, during the parade, there was like queers for Caribbean, and I was actually pretty surprised that there was even a float that said queers for Caribbeans. And I was concerned for them. I'm like, yo, they about to pass these Jamaicans. You know, them Jamaicans don't play that shit. So I was really concerned. Like when the queers for Caribbean float passed my area where I was at during the parade, which I have this all on video. I vlogged this, get at the vlog, and you guys can see the queers for Caribbean come down the parkway. It was all fine when they were by me. But I was told from a lot of other people that by the time the quiz for Caribbean hit certain areas in the parkway, people were just like quiet, basically like frowning upon them. So a lot of cultures just don't embrace gays. And I was confused when they just labeled the whole LGBTQ community to queers. I was confused on that. I was like, why didn't they just say it as LGBT for Caribbean, LGBTQ for Caribbean, and whatever else letters? But for them to just say queers, it's like, huh? So just not lesbians, not bis, just queers itself, because that is the Q. So, but I'm still trying to figure the whole letter thing out. Me, I'm just a lesbian. I don't got time. But anyway, I say that to say certain cultures, they don't embrace gays, and that's okay. You can't force yourself on things, just like we don't want things forced on us. So this whole quiz for Palestine thing is just weird to me. So I talked you guys ears off. Let's get to it.
First, queers for Palestine. Queers for Palestine. Well, they got a little reality check today. Our ambassador in Iran was given a dressing down for an Instagram post promoting homosexuality. You see, homosexuality is illegal in the Islamic Republic of Iran. And by illegal, I mean the Islamists will hang you by the neck for it. And that might be considered lenient. In other parts of the Muslim world, they'll stone you to death or throw you off a building for being gay. As a side note, the gay community in Israel enjoy rights not even afforded in many Western nations. But let's not allow facts to get in the way of contempt for Israel. Perhaps our ambassador in Iran, Ian McConville, had been drinking the Quiz for Palestine Kool-Aid. A photo of McConville wearing purple and sharing purple cupcakes was posted on the official Australia in Iran Instagram account in support of Wear It Purple Day. Now, Wear It Purple Day is an annual LGBTQIA plus awareness day to celebrate and promote all things queer. Who knew that was a thing in Iran? I suppose you've got to trust our diplomats to know their audience. The Instagram post was helpfully captioned in Persian so the locals could read it. It read, "Celebrating Wear It Purple Day with a splash of purple in every corner and some delicious cupcakes made with love. Today and every day we're dedicated to creating a..."
You know the shit that pissed me off with this whole LGBTQIA. You see, I gotta look at it because there's so much letters and I don't know. Like, first of all, when I first came out, whatever year that was, I don't even know. Let's just say 10 years ago. It was just LGBTQ. I'm be honest with you. And to be honest, I was confused on the Q. I never really understood the Q. I'm still, y'all know how I feel about the T. And everything else, I get it. Everything else after that, it just gets a little confusing. I'm sorry. So I say that to say, what does the plus, like, what's with the plus? It's like it's just becoming weird. It's like there's no need for a plus. You're lesbian, you're gay, you're bisexual. That's it. I'm be honest with you. I don't even see what's the need for the T, because when you change your gender from how you guys did that do that, you then become straight in a sense, because you're dating the opposite sex and not the same. So why are you guys even with the LGBT? I don't understand it, but whatever. I mean, whatever.
Supportive environment where everyone, especially LGBTQIA plus youth, can feel proud to be themselves. Let's keep championing diversity and inclusion for a brighter, more inclusive future. Now, obviously, the post, which naturally included a pride flag flown at so many pro-Palestinian rallies around our country, was liked by about 3,000 people. But here's a surprise, and I'm sure a surprise for Queers for Palestine. The Ayatollah was not one of those liking this particular post. Does the Supreme Leader of the Islamic Republic of Iran not like cupcakes? Maybe purple's just not his colour. The Iranian Ministry of Foreign Affairs strongly condemned our embassy for promoting homosexuality, which it described as abnormal conduct. According to Iranian news agencies, our officials were told the content published by the Australian embassy is insulting and contrary to Iranian and Islamic tradition, customs and culture. Well, this news will surely come as an enormous shock to all those protesters we see on the streets of Sydney and Melbourne, madly waving their rainbow flags alongside Palestinian flags as if they were natural bedfellows. It seems gay rights and Palestinian rights are linked, but only in the fertile imaginations of those who enjoy the comfort of opinion without the discomfort of
He cooking.
thought. Now, this, of course, raises an awkward question for the LGBTQ community in this country. How do they reconcile their support for Iran's proxy, Hamas, with Iran's anti-gay laws? Iran is happy to accept the support of gay activists on the streets of Sydney and Melbourne, but won't accept even a gay cupcake on the streets of Tehran. Now, this should give Queers for Palestine something to ponder. I'm looking forward to seeing all those university students on campus tomorrow protesting the homophobic Iranian government. We'll wait. Meanwhile, Federal Government Minister Murray Watt told the ABC he was upset by the Iranian reaction to our purple cupcakes.
I am concerned to see this reaction from the Iranian government to the activities of the Australian embassy. We're very proud about the fact that our embassies promote Australian values internationally, and I'm very concerned to see an overseas government.
Well, see, the thing is, Australia, they support the gay shit, so I could see the conflict. This is damn. Drop a comment.
Seemingly take action against an Australian embassy that is upholding Australian values.
Too right, Mr. Watt. You learn a great deal about the values of a nation by listening closely to what comes out of their embassy. Speaking of which, it's exactly a month ago that our government summoned Iran's ambassador to Australia to explain his social media post calling not for Wear It Purple Day, but for Wipe Out Israel Day. Cupcakes not included. Iran's ambassador wrote that wiping out the Zionist plague out of the Holy Lands of Palestine happens no later than 2027. Now, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said at the time those comments were abhorrent, hateful, anti-Semitic and had no place in Australia. Well, unless you're at one of those pro-Palestinian marches that happen every other weekend. But hang on a second. When the Iranian ambassador posted that Israel should be eliminated, wasn't that just Iran's embassy promoting Iranian values? We value tolerance. They value the wiping out of Israelis from the Middle East. It's called diversity. And yet the Albanese government continues to insist that Israel has to negotiate a ceasefire agreement with Hamas, which, as they know very well, is nothing but an extension of Iran, whose spokesman here openly touts for the elimination of Israel. I tell you what, support for a Hamas-controlled Palestine is a very queer thing indeed.
A group of 17 people are accused of taking advantage